Hello, and welcome to the Flightline Fabrications Living History Project. Today on location in Aurora, Oregon, we visit with Ralph Welsh, World War II B-24 Liberator pilot and author of the book WWII, Anthology of the B-24, 8th Air Force, and World War II Stories. Ralph was a member of the 448th Battle Group, 20th Wing, 2nd Air Division, 8th Air Force in Europe. Ralph experienced the Great Depression, survived 33 European bombing missions during World War II as a B-24 Liberator pilot commander, and was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. When Ralph returned home, he started his own company, acted as a husband, father, and a man of adventure. We hope you enjoy this interview.
During combat, the 33 missions that you flew, did you lose any friends to flak or fire? Or...
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. But I have to say this. I would rather have done my 33 missions than the 25 missions that the fellows had to do earlier, because there were fewer airplanes flying, maybe groups of 200 or 300, and so you were more likely to get hit by a fighter. But if you got 70, 80 groups and 1,000 planes up there, they can't hit everybody. So they had it tougher from fighters, and a fighter, while his pass at you takes seconds long, he has greater firepower than you have, and if he really wants to take you down, he can. Pretty much so, yeah. So anyway, I was lucky. I flew in the summer, and the weather is bad in England in the summer, but it's worse in the winter. So I was lucky. I got a time when I finished my missions in 2 months and 29 days, and we had some really tough missions, but not every mission was really tough. And I would say earlier in the war, probably every mission was really tough. Yeah. And then after I got through with my 33, they increased it to 35. You know, and in the South Pacific, they had to do, I think, 50 a lot of times, because there wasn't as much enemy action, but you had all that wide ocean to fly over, so that was a stress too. That was dangerous. I could get the book and tell them the exact page.
We could do that.
Could I even give them a little bit? Who knows?
Literally thousands of places.
Well, then I've got to tell them how they can see it. No. I mean, the world, when you find nice people, you know, that's the kind of people you look for. And maybe if they're nice people, you can always do something for them, and they can always do something for you, because that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
My book is full of nice stories, happy stories. Yeah.
And the title of your book is?
Well, are we on?
Well, we can. I think they're gone.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you the question, and then if you want to roll through,
sure,
kind of just that, like your description. Can you describe for us what a typical day would be like when you were called to go on a combat mission?
Sure. Yeah. The first thing happens, it's in the middle of the night, really, and somebody says, briefing at a certain like, right? Well, actually, I wrote an article for my book that's in there. It's called Midnight, and it goes on to that, and it says briefing at 1, and so you go that to make it easy. If you have any interest of a little more detail there, the book is on the net, and it's WOW, W-O-W, then a hyphen, then book, BOOK.com. And the book actually it's really more of an anthology than it is a personal story about me, but it's really a history of World War II, and that's what it really is. I'd say the principal thing about it, there are 65 stories written by a fellow who went on a combat mission, and he said, this was my most memorable combat mission. Now, he wrote that later. I happened to keep a diary of my 33 missions. The moment I got back, I sat down and write the diary. And it told where the target was, what bombs we carried, and details of that particular mission. And I had that diary, and I said in my book in chapter 3, I've got word for word. I didn't delete one word of my emotions at that time when I connect. So that's it. But anyway, in case you missed it the first time, it's WOW, WWII-book.com.
Have you done any flying since you left the military service?
Only commercial. Lots of commercial, because we had a business where we flew all over the U.S. all the time.
If you had a civilian plane that was your favorite to fly, what would that be?
I don't know much about favorite planes, civilian planes, but I would say two of the airplanes that I really love to fly. When I got back from overseas, I got myself stationed in Murata, where they had the SNJ, the AT-6, the Texan, and that was maneuverable. It was the hottest thing I'd flown. It's a 650 horsepower low-wing monoplane with retractable gear, maneuverable, fun. The second most favorite plane I had, I got myself stationed in my hometown, where there were 25,000 engineers, Geiger Field, Spokane, and only 3 pilots. And we had all kinds of planes there, and my favorite plane there was an L-5, just a little airplane. It was an Army spotter. And normally it had a 95 horse engine in it, but this had a 195 horse. And I could put my arm out the window and fly about the countryside. And that's the joy of flying, not to go someplace, but to have fun flying, just looking around. That's the flying fun. It's work to sit there for 5 or 6 hours or longer and fly an airplane. It's work.
Well, we really appreciate your time today. You're a World War II pilot, a veteran of 33 combat missions. You're a published author of a book titled WOW, which is available at WWII, WWWI-book. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to the Flatline Fabrications Living History Project.
Can I add one more thing here?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's in 40-some museums, in probably the most prestigious, largest museum in the world, the Wright-Patterson in Dayton, Ohio. But it's in both Smithsonians, the one in Washington, D.C. and the one that's west of town out there, their place out there in Virginia. And then the Collins Foundation, the people that fly these B-24s and B-17s, and they're a history organization, non-profit, headquartered in Stowe, Massachusetts. They have just been tremendous, and they have so far bought 154 books, because they travel around the country, and you can buy one of the books at the Collins Foundation stops.
If you'd like to learn more about Ralph's story, check us out at ffflivinghistory.com. You can also check out more of Ralph's book at wow-book.com. We'd like to thank the Collins Foundation today for letting us sit in front of this beautiful B-24J, and we hope you'll check us out again.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay.